I had a question for you. I
Yes.
don't know if you're willing to answer a
Sure.
question on your own interview, but
I am.
what drew you to shepherding women? I
Yes.
mean, what makes you interested
Yeah.
in doing this for women? Because
It's interesting. I've been working, over the last several years in sustainability, and that's been my professional role. And I consult companies around the environment and sustainability and creating programs. But I've always had a heart for corporate responsibility as well, and sort of the merging of where social and environmental issues are resolved. But I was talking to a friend of mine. We were working on a project in Costa Rica, and he and I were talking, and I was lamenting the big corporation clients that were more masculine and that seemed more old paradigm, and that were all about increasing profitability, and how difficult those clients were, and they didn't understand a lot of the initiatives I wanted to bring to the table, and they didn't get this whole collective worldview of how if all of our shareholders, if all of our stakeholders weren't healthy and happy and operating, then it wasn't sustainable. And that anyway, I was discussing this to him, and then I said, it almost seems like it's the new companies that demonstrate more feminine qualities of partnership, collaboration, intuition, wisdom, worldview. And I started going through all this, and he just listened to me, and he's like, yeah. And I said, and the Dalai Lama says the world will be saved by Western women. And I said, it's not just Western women, it's women as a whole, and it's not just women, it's the feminine in all of us and in the world. And so,
yeah,
Well said. Yes.
great.
Okay.
so he said, there you go, my friend. I got chills when I said it. And he goes, well, there you go. There's your work. Go do it. And what I realized I was almost, I was having to find a certain amount of courage to actually create this site, because then I had to say, well, why? I had to come out and say, okay, what is it? And it was what I think the personal piece for me was that I understood what it meant to have the feminine suppressed, because I have always suppressed my own feminine. And so I knew how uncomfortable that was for me. So to be able to come out and say, actually, many of my best qualities are my feminine qualities, and that's part of my truth. And to be able to speak that truth became a very healing process for me. And I know that I'm not alone in this among men.